I'm in the artist track, and I chose it because, there was really no contest. I've always really loved art, and I loved gaming art. I always grew up watching my brother and his friends play their games, and, I always wanted to play, but to me, it was just as fun watching and, looking at the art and wondering, how to do it. So when it came to FIEA, it was there's, naturally, I want to do the art part, so. I chose FIEA because it definitely offered everything that I wanted. I had no 3D experience, and I actually had an economics background, so I didn't really have a traditional art background either. And then with FIEA, compared to the other schools, it just, in a businessy way, it's cost efficient because it's a really great tuition price. But then the way it's set up, it's so project based. You have people from industry teaching you as opposed to a more theoretical background, oh, what colors look great together. But we're literally leaping in, making games, and then we get to make a full scale game, for your portfolio. And so I really definitely felt like FIEA was the best all around package that I wanted, and it's only a year long. I think with being an artist, it's you really need to love what you do. Any kind of art, with 3D arts especially, and especially at FIEA because of the way that your schedule, you just never get to sleep. So I think with the passion that you have, that's what pushes you to always be improving, to stick it out on the late nights when you're so tired and you just want to go home and you're I haven't played video games in forever, what am I here for? And the passion for your career and what you're doing is what really makes the best artists, I think. I know with my classmates, a lot of people came in with 3D backgrounds and people came without it. But the people without it, I don't think it hurt them at all because they are working just as hard and they stay even later to learn. So passion is definitely a key. My expectations were pretty much what I saw on the site, I learned 3D things, and then I knew that I didn't really understand quite enough in the industry, what the roles for game artists were, so I really wanted to learn about the industry itself as well. And then, getting to meet other people, a networking kind of standpoint. I mostly was expecting to learn a lot, and I'd already heard how FIEA is really hard, so I was ready for that, and I was right. It is very hard, but in a good way. I don't know. I think one of the things that is great about FIEA is because you're working on so many group projects. Originally in the fall you work on the smaller teams, and then from spring onwards you work on these big teams. So I think the surprise for me was just how hard and how fun it is to work with a team of people who not only do different things, but everybody obviously has different personalities, different ways to respond to each other, and that's obviously a really important skill too, when you go into the actual gaming industry. And for me, I thought that I had really good group dynamics coming into FIEA, but then even here, it gets even more specific and important to know how to deal with other people because your skill sets are completely different as well. My social life, I think what's great about FIEA is that because hopefully your cohort is awesome like mine, which it will be, you pretty much have a family here. You're always around each other, but we're all doing what we really love. So no one's here grumpy and trying to beat someone up. We're all teammates. We all have worked at each other at some point, if it was on RPP or on Capstone. So I would say that my social life outside of FIEA is pretty much non-existent, but it's not in a bad way. You just gotta Skype date your friends or something, and it's also, it's a short program, so you stick it out, but it's not like you don't have friends, because FIEA becomes your family. I think definitely in the beginning of Capstone, things are crazy because everybody is just trying so hard to get their game started, and you realize that whatever game you guys designed, it is so hard to get things working. And with us on Battle Fortress Tortoise, it was so hard to get things to stay on top of a moving environment, and it's such a huge environment, and there's hundreds of thousands of pieces on it, and then you have to get these hyenas to path on it, and then you yourself as a character need to walk on it without flying off. And so I know there was one night, after many, many nights of staying up really late and feeling all defeated and struggling all day, all of a sudden everything came together, and then you see it working in Engine, and that's just like one of those glorious moments when you all just feel so happy and want to high-five everyone in the world, because those are like the moments I think were the best in FIEA overall, just when you all work so hard and you see it suddenly come together. The programmers are excited, the artists are excited, the producers are like, yay, my game is alive. So it's really great. I think those late nights are the best ones. I think with the group projects I had in undergrad, you you tend to work with people you're not really that close to, and everyone might not be majoring in whatever topic your class is in, and so there's different levels of investment in the project. Everybody already had the project experience when you have those people who just really drag you down and you do all the work and you hate them so much. But here at FIEA, I've never really had that experience, because everyone here, they fought tooth and nail to get in here, and then they're here because they really, really want a job and they really want to get all they can get out of FIEA. So I think the difference was just like the drive and the investment and people being responsible for what they're supposed to do. It's a better experience. My ultimate goal is, well, first I want to just be a game animator and really get my foot in the door, get to learn the whole process, go through a bunch of different production cycles. I really love creature animations the most, so like preferably a stylized game studio is what I would love. But eventually I want to be more in the position where I get to direct other people and like I get to actually get my ideas in the game as opposed to being on the bottom. But I really want to just go through the whole process because I like being a part of the process and like putting my stuff in, and I want to be a decision maker in the end as well. For incoming finds, I would say don't feel overwhelmed by all the things you have to learn, and if you come in feeling like you know everything, and maybe, even if in class they happen to be covering a topic you already know, definitely push yourself to learn more. It's so cheesy to just like always learn more, but it really, really, when it comes down to it, you'll be happy how much you learn, because every day there's something new that comes out in the 3D world. And then also just you'll get tired every once in a while, but just whenever you start to feel down, just remind yourself why you're here and like what you really love. And I think with that, you'd be good. You're pretty set.